trenches and get dirty and understand every aspect, you know, of making a movie from, you know, from the beginning to the end. And then I'll go back, you know, to the bigger stuff and be more deeply involved in the production aspect, you know.
But it's also great that you can actually learn by having hands-on experience, you know?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is...
that's it. I mean, it's strictly to, you know, put myself through my own little film school. And, you know.
It's a pretty cool film school to go through, I mean, I would say, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the real life experience, you know? It's like, you're there in the trenches, you got a gun in your hand, and you're like, hey, shoot, start shooting, you know?
Right.
Are they gonna shoot back? But, I think it's gonna be fun.
I mean, I think it'd be exciting,
yeah,
you know?
It's gonna be a lot of fun, yeah.
Do you have any, are you a little nervous or anything because this will be your first time now directing? Or you're just kind of...
Nah, not nervous at all.
No.
You know, I mean, if it was someone else, I'm financing it myself, by the way, so, you know, it's my money. If I screw it up, I take the hit,
right.
You know, and if something good comes out of it, then I guess I'll get the glory too.
Right.
You know? So no, I'm not really nervous at all because I don't have anybody on my back, kind of, you know, trying to let me know what I need to do and stuff like that.
It's just, it's your own baby. You make all the decisions,
That's it. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Right.
You know.
Now back to takers. How much of an input or say did you have as far as casting was concerned and actually being on set? You know, having things, maybe a scene go the way you wanted. Were you hands off or?
No, I wouldn't say I was hands off, but I mean I was pretty involved. You know, conceptually, the studio stayed pretty true to the story and to the age range of the guys that I had in mind. You know, to be honest with you, if we had $100 million to cast this movie, we would have the same cast. I would have chose the same exact cast because these guys, in my opinion, are the coolest guys in Hollywood at this moment right now. You know, I mean, it's just the crew is just insane.
It's a great cast.
You know, I can't say more about the cast. It's just one of those movies you look at and you said, you spent what? You know? And it looks so much bigger and so much glossier and than it actually was. You know, again, lightning in the bottle. You know, and that's really what you know, what the industry is looking for right now because, you know, spend as little as possible and make as much, you know, profit, baby.
Exactly. What can sell? What can?
Yeah. So we got lucky. We got really, really lucky with this cast.
It's a phenomenal cast. Like when I, you know, looked it up on IMDb and saw everyone in it, I was really blown away. I was like, wow, all those people together.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's kind of like when I saw, you know, Ocean's 11, and I saw all of those people. I was like, well, how do they make all of those schedules work?
Right.
You know, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts. You know, I mean, that's top of the food chain.
Yeah.
You know, and how is it that all of these people had nothing to do at the exact same time?
Right.
You know, but this. So you know, I mean, I'm sure they didn't have anything to do, but I would give that credit to the producer, and you know, because he kind of sort of like the wizard behind the curtain and making, you know, trying to pull it all together and
using his wand. And
Yeah.
Well, as far for someone that, you know, is an actor that maybe wants to cross over and do something similar to you, you know, whether it's any writing, directing, producing, all three, what advice would you give them? What steps would you tell them to maybe take starting out, the crossover process?
Well, it depends. Well, first it depends if they want to do, you know, if they want to go the independent route or if they want to go the studio route. You know, the studio route is simple. It's 2 steps. You know, one, you got to have a great script and that somebody wants. And 2 is just, you know, and this is the, you know, sort of almost harder than having a great script, is you got to get somebody who matters to take a meeting with you.
Right.
You know, how do you do that? I can't tell you how to do that. You know, how I did it, I can only tell you how I did it.
How did you do it?
And I just, the studio that I made this film with bought an independent film that I had done years back.
Okay.
And I just, you know, formed a relationship with the head of the studio as a result of that, and, you know, stayed in contact and let him know what I was writing, and, you know, sent him, you know, so, yeah, you know, that's it. It's pretty much it. Having something that somebody wants and being able to get the meeting.
Right.
And how do you get the meeting? Hook or crook. You know, that's what, you know, that sort of, you know, represents everything that's bad about Hollywood.
Right.
You know, but I won't go into that. How you get the meeting, you know.
Right, the behind the glitz and the glamour and the facade of,
you know, there's, I don't know, you know, you got to run into somebody at, you know, CBS or something, you know what I mean? Just find out where they shop, where they live, and bug them. I mean, that's one route. But I was just, again, luck, pure luck.
Right.
That I happened to, you know, have all of those elements going on at the same time.
If you can sprinkle that luck onto anybody else, I'm sure they would be more than happy to, you know, not even dust it off.
But write the good script though first. Write the good script. I mean, you know, when I came up with this concept, you know, and I approached my writing partner, you know, again, I was lucky that I had an idea that was appealing to other people other than myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's really, you know, and when I read a lot of, you know, I mean, people send me scripts now, you know, to me. When I read a lot of scripts, and I read these stories, a lot of the stories are just important to the person who wrote it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, does the world care?
Right.
And that's sort of, you know, one of the elements that kind of has to be in a studio film. You know, now if you're gonna go the independent route, you know, you can write any kind of weird, you know, stuff that you want, but you know, they're making, you know, studios obviously, as everybody knows, makes films for the masses.
Of course.
And if you don't have that universal, you know, element that can, you know, sort of capture everybody's imagination, or at least a broad, you know, scope of people's imagination, then, you know, you're kind of messed up right there.
Right. And a lot of times it's what middle America, you know, that's...
Yeah.
Middle America's really important in that,
They gotta be able to, you know, eat their popcorn too.
Yes,
you know?
Eat their popcorn, drink their soda.
Otherwise
and just
they're like, what the heck is this?
Right. And honestly, any like bank robbing, heist movie, action.
Yeah, action.
Like,
I mean, it's a genre picture. You can't go wrong with it. You know, stuff's blowing up, you know, at the right intervals, and you know, cool guys are saying, you know, funky lines, and you know, at the right time. And that's it.
Now, are you still pursuing the acting side, or are you fully focused on behind the scenes now?
I mean, I still have an agent. I still have an actor's agent. I haven't spoken to him in forever, but yeah. It's, I mean, you know, it's there. You know, if something comes up, but I don't, you know, I don't just kind of call my agent every couple of days and say, hey, I'm still out here. You know, got anything? What's going on? You know, what you have for lunch? I really don't care what he had for lunch anymore. You know, if you know what I mean.
100%, yes. 100%. So your passion then right now is definitely the material, getting it, your whatever, you know, inspires you on paper and putting it out there? Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. That's what drives me right now. I mean, you know, this might be bad, but I wouldn't quite call it passion. Okay.
I mean, it's more fun, you know. Passion is, I feel passion is just such a much deeper word. This is, you know, it's more business and fun, and I have fun. I enjoy it. Yeah.
I mean, if you can have fun and make a living off of it, I mean, kind of a win-win. Well, so, all right, big picture, 10 years from now, if you could map your life ideally in 10 years, where would you like to see yourself?
Where would I like to see myself in 10 years from now? I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, conquer Hollywood. I'm not trying to take over the town. I have no desire to do that. Make a couple of movies and, you know, call it a day. You know, make a handful of movies and that's it. I'm not trying to take over.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't want it.
In 10 years, if you're taking over, I'm going to find you and be like, you know what? You said you didn't. Now Hollywood is your oyster.
Not that I could. I mean, yeah, it's just be consistent. Consistency is what I hope for in 10 years.
Okay.
That's it. Just consistency.
Okay. And the name of this Tyler Perry-esque gospel film?
Oh, it's called. Gosh, what is it called? Oh, it's called Praying Out Loud.
Praying Out Loud. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Praying Out Loud.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a musical sort of element to it, and you know, in the church, in the gospel church, that's sort of a coined phrase for singing gospel music. It's considered praying out loud. Okay. Yeah. You know. So that's the title.
All right.
You know, and just, you know, again, it's a very popular genre right now, so you know, I figured I'd do something a little, you know, not too actiony, no car chases, just kind of, you know,
right.
Some cool singing and, you know, a little drama.
Okay.
Something real easy to direct, you know, put the camera here, put the camera there.
And just kind of go with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and do you have any idea when you think that'll be?
Well, I go into production in about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So, you know, maybe we'll see something in about 4 or 5 months.
It's not too far away.
Not far at all.
Takers will be, you know,
settling to the, you know, to the 99-cent bin at at Target or somewhere, you know.
You know, but if it hey, 99 cents, a lot of people are going to buy that one.
As long as I get my piece of that 99 cents, I'm
That's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters.
And you're like, all right, cool, on to the next.
So,
well, great. I mean, Takers, the 27th?
August 27th is Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone check out Takers, August 27th, Friday in theaters. Next, Praying Out Loud will be the next one for this budding writer, director, producer. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Absolute pleasure was mine. Cool.
And again, I'm Melanie SPECHT, coming to you from Magic Image Hollywood Magazine. Join us next time. Thanks.